Hey Geeks, Tim Tibbetts here with MajorGeeks.com, and today we're going to take a look at all the popular Windows 10 spying anti-spy tools have become very popular. I'm being asked a lot lately which one should use, and like all tools, they mostly do the same thing. So you're really looking for whichever program suits your needs best. So let's take a quick look at all five of them just to help you pick out which one you want to use. You'll notice I have these in two different rows, and there's a reason for that. SpyBot Anti-Beacon and Do Not Spy both require installation. Do Not Spy is the only one that actually has bundled software, pups, potentially unwanted programs. So if you get that one, you want to watch the installation to make sure you don't install the last check two programs. You have Win10 Privacy, well, W10 Privacy, and you have O&O Shutup, and you have Destroy Windows 10 Spying. So this is actually the most popular one. So these are all portable. So we'll get into the folder and we'll right click and run it as administrator. It takes a little bit to start up. It's probably not the fastest moving one. Once again, another variable you could consider. However, it is a little more in detail than the other ones. You can create a restore point, but as you can see here, you've got a ton of options, and it could take you a little while to go through all this. You can actually save your configuration when you're done so that you don't have to do it again, export it. But it's going to take you a little while. And then this one goes a little bit farther than some of the other tools. And again, if you're just after Windows 10 spying tools, maybe it's just a little bit overkill for the basics, but hey, if you want to get geeky with it, that'll keep you busy. But all these tweaks and stuff are available in other programs. You may have already done them if you're a geek, so you don't necessarily need to play around with these tweaks. So, like once again, it's just a tad more in depth than most. Let's take a look at Destroy Windows 10 Spying. Now, this one, Windows Defender hated. That's why it's activated right here, going, oh my God, you're in trouble. It is portable, and it didn't install any third-party software, but Windows Defender seems to hate it. Now, this one's a simple click the button, and you're on your own. You have your settings, but you're going to need to enable professional mode to play with all of these, whether you want to or not. As you can see, it's a lot simpler than the other one. Here you can open and edit your host file, which is kind of nice. There's a restore, um, disable the Office. You know, you've seen all these things. Remove all the old firewall rules. It's, fairly simple. Just a handful of little tabs. Not all. The biggest warning with all these things is when you start playing around with removing all the apps, you have to be real careful because sometimes you can't restore these, and there's been a lot of complaints on all these apps that once you remove them, you can't restore them. I'm sure you can, just not easily. So there's Destroy Windows 10 Spying. Oh, and Shutup isn't much different. It just got cute little tabs here. And the nice thing about it is you can import and export your settings. So you could click on anything you want. You'll get a description here that's long. Pick what you want to do, and before you apply it all, which as you can see also allows you to do basics, I kind of like that. So recommended all settings, undo them all. So create a system restore point. I think O&O Shutup probably comes ahead of the game in the fact that it is portable and it does have nice backup stuff. So that's definitely a very good option. So you basically get all your settings, get them the way you want them, export them, and you can always save them for another computer, for example, if you're a tech. It's got a nice basic guide. And again, as you can see, it doesn't have as many functions as most of them, but it gets the job done in a much more simpler manner. Yeah. SpyBot Anti-Beacon, we all know all about SpyBot. So they're pretty much the same. I actually had everything turned on. The Immunize button just does it all. And when I clicked it, I'd like a different word in there instead of immunize. It just went and blocked everything. Here's all your options so you can come back and change your mind. Um, all the extra stuff, as we said, none of these programs are all exactly the same, but they have most of the stuff. In this case, they put in a lot of stuff they probably think you shouldn't play with under the optional. You have a log, so you can figure out what you did, and a FAQ. Once again, SpyBot Anti-Beacon probably comes in the more simpler, easy to use ones with not much for backups, but you've got the undo, so that should cover you. As you can see, it put me right back to where I was. And we're running long here. I like to stay under 5 minutes, so let's take a quick look at this one. And once again, Do Not Spy, which has also been pretty popular. As you can see, it looks just like all the other ones. There's your simple little options right there. There isn't a whole lot. I like the check all. I like the uncheck all, especially if you're going to do everything. So you just go like that and say, well, I want to do all that except for the orange and the red, which he's kind of warning you probably shouldn't be doing. There's good reason for those. So I like this one for its ultimate simplicity. I believe he was one of the early ones on the market with one of these two. If he wasn't, he may have been the first one on the market. So very, very simple. Now, what you do have here is a problem. As you can see, there's no backup here. So I'm not so sure you could check all, apply it, come back, start the program, uncheck all, apply it, and restore. But once again, please be careful if you're doing this. If you're going to do a check all, I'd be really, really careful if you did want to use the Windows apps and stuff like that later. You make sure that you don't disable access to them, because it could cause problems later, as it has in some. It may not here, but it has in some. And you certainly don't want to disable automatic updates, Windows updates, etc. So, well, there you go. I went a little longer in this video than most of them, but hey, look, I covered 5 of them. So my goal here is hopefully to show you all 5 of the most popular ones, and I hope that watching this has given you an idea which one you'd prefer to use. No matter what, we really appreciate you watching our videos, and we'll see you next time.